Hello everyone, welcome back to our Self-Learning Center International News and Fun videos. So today we are talking about animals. It's a topic that I like very much. I'm sure it's also a topic that is close to many of your hearts. I want to start by talking about animals and the news. Very often you see news in the newspapers or on television about animals. It's normally what new animals the zoo has, or what kind of animals have caused problems for humans. This is the first time when I was younger when I could actually understand what was happening. So when the zoo had a new panda or a new elephant, or when there were some problems with animals fighting each other or biting humans or causing diseases in my neighborhood or in my city. When I was younger, this is news that I could follow. So the first suggestion that I would like to give all of you is that if you are interested in international news and English news, but you're not that interested in things like politics or economics or the environment, it's a good idea to Google your favorite animal and international news, and I hope that you will find news that you are interested in and which is easy also to understand. So that's the first thing I'd like to say. The second thing that I want to talk to you is about, as I grew older, what are some different pieces of international news and animals that have come to my attention. One of the first things that you will see is, I think, news of animals becoming more and more endangered. This is a good word to learn. Endangered animals. When I was younger, we heard of all kinds of endangered animals, and recently the white rhinoceros, one of the last in the world, passed away. Last year, I heard news also about pandas, due to lots of great efforts, have regained their numbers, but they're still considered endangered. There are all kinds of news internationally and here in Taiwan about endangered animals, and it's important for us to think about these species that we share the planet with, and how we can interact with them. So that's international news about endangered animals. The next thing that I want to say, the third thing about animals, is that animals are around us daily, and very often when we think about them, we think about the school animals that live amongst us, particularly here on our campus. Before I recorded this video, I had a very nice discussion with friends about the school dogs that live here on our campus, and some of the things that students do to help these school animals. I want to encourage all of you to pay attention to these issues, not just at school, but also in your communities. Think about the animals that need help. Visit an animal shelter. Donate to a good cause. So those are the suggestions that I want to give to you. So to close out this video, I want to tell you about my favorite animal and a piece of international news related to this animal. A story about myself. When I was younger, when I was very young, my parents took me to SeaWorld in Orlando, Florida on vacation. And SeaWorld is very famous for their marine animals, for killer whales, for dolphins, for sea lions, for manatees. Particularly, I loved the killer whale show. I grew to love these animals. I felt that they're very beautiful, they're very powerful. There's something majestic and mysterious about these animals. But as I grew older, I read in the news that they were overbreeding the killer whales, that the killer whales lived in actually very tough circumstances. They don't live well. They should be out in nature, in the wild, but being domesticated and living in an amusement park was terrible for their health. And just last year, this most famous killer whale at SeaWorld, Tilikum, passed away. If you're interested about the story of Tilikum, I encourage you to watch a Netflix documentary. It's called Blackfish. This story of mine was kind of ironic for me. I really loved these animals, and I think in a very strange way, my love for these animals was brought to life first, was fostered by SeaWorld. But in the end, I've grown to become very ambivalent about a place like this, an enterprise like this. I encourage all of you to think about the animals that you love and how we treat them, and what are some things that you can do to help them. So I leave with you all a couple questions, easy to answer. I look forward to reading your comments. First, what are your favorite types of animals and why? And what are some things that you can do to help them in your daily life? I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you very much.